Why America attacked Venezuela. For years, Venezuela was discussed in reports, sanctions, and political speeches.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might.
The action to capture him and his wife has raised serious concerns about the U.S. violating international law.
Then suddenly, it became the center of global attention. In a dramatic escalation, the United States launched military strikes against strategic targets inside Venezuela.
Venezuela leaders say they have requested an urgent meeting with the United Nations Security Council in response to the attack. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The operation was brief, controlled, and highly calculated, but its implications were enormous. This was not a sudden act. It was the final chapter of a long-building crisis shaped by power, oil, ideology, and influence. To understand how this happened, we must first understand why. Why Venezuela mattered. Venezuela holds one of the largest proven oil reserves in the world. For decades, its energy resources made it a strategic prize, not just economically, but geopolitically. As Venezuela's economy collapsed, political instability followed. Accusations of election manipulation, corruption, human rights abuses, and criminal networks increased international pressure. The United States imposed sanctions. Diplomatic relations deteriorated. Assets were frozen. Talks failed, but oil was only part of the equation. Washington also grew concerned about Venezuela's growing cooperation with U.S. rivals, militarily, economically, and technologically. From a U.S. perspective, instability in the Western Hemisphere was becoming a national security issue. Failed diplomacy. For years, attempts were made to resolve the crisis without force. Back-channel negotiations, international mediation, economic pressure, none produced lasting results. Instead, Venezuela's internal crisis worsened. Inflation soared. Infrastructure collapsed. Millions fled the country. Regional instability spread across Latin America. U.S. officials later claimed intelligence reports suggested increased military readiness inside Venezuela and deeper foreign involvement. At that point, Washington believed diplomacy had reached its limit. The decision was made quietly. No public countdown, no warning speeches. Officials described the mission as limited, defensive, and strategic. Not an invasion, not regime change by force, but a controlled operation designed to apply pressure and reduce military capability. Targets were selected carefully. Air defense systems, military command centers, strategic infrastructure. Civilian sites were officially excluded. How the attack happened. Before dawn, U.S. naval and air assets moved into position. Stealth aircraft, drones, and naval systems worked together. Cyber operations disrupted communications and radar coverage. Precision-guided weapons struck pre-selected targets. The operation lasted only hours. By sunrise, it was over. The message was clear. The U.S. could act decisively, quickly, and without prolonged engagement.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela.
Troops from 20 military bases and 150 U.S. aircraft took part in the mission, which saw an elite strike force arrive at Maduro's compound around 1 this morning.
This mission was meticulously planned, drawing lessons from decades of missions over the last many years.
Venezuela reacted immediately. The government condemned the strikes as an act of aggression and a violation of sovereignty. Military forces were placed on high alert. Cyber activity surged. Inside the country, tension exploded. Protests intensified, some against the United States, others against the government itself. A nation already under pressure was pushed closer to the edge. Regional and global consequences. The shockwave spread fast. Latin American nations called emergency meetings. Some condemned the action. Others stayed silent, fearing economic consequences. Oil markets reacted instantly. Prices surged. Energy security became a global concern. For the rest of the world, the message was unmistakable. No region was geopolitically isolated anymore. What comes next? The strikes ended quickly, but their consequences did not. Will this force negotiations? Will it deepen resistance? Will global powers increase involvement? History shows that military actions rarely end with a final strike. Sometimes, that's where the real story begins. World is watching.